Hello everyone, it's Vicki here today and I am designing for Hip Kit Club. It's Sketch Friday and in a second you'll see the sketch designed by Nikki. There are 4 circles on there and some title and the big title. So I didn't want to do circles, I wanted to do squares. So I pulled out this Maggie Holmes paper which has sort of a film strip on it. And I decided to cut out those 4 film strips to represent the 4 circles. So I'm also going to cut out the middle so that they are just like frames. So I'm just going through that. I'll save those middle pieces. I cut them out nice and carefully so that I could use them for other things if I needed to. So there we go. I just used my knife to start with just so that I could get that neat starting point before I started cutting. So they're not perfectly straight, but if I wanted to use them again as squares, I could just cut them straight. Okay, so there we go. So this is my idea. I'm just going to put the frames down the page like this. And I have 2 photos of my youngest niece with my brother, her dad, and they're just being silly and I thought they were really cute, so I wanted to use those on this layout. Okay, so that's sort of how the layout's going to come together in that way. I'm just going through a couple of the embellishments that I have to look at what I might use, and some pocket life cards as well. There's always a great variety of pocket life cards in the kit, and I use some for fussy cutting, some for layering photos, because I don't do pocket life, but they're really, really versatile. That one there, that hello, was cut out of the middle of one of those film strips, and the Dream Big was as well, but I don't actually use that piece, but I've still got it for later. So I decided to fussy cut this pocket life card. It's got a flower sprig on it with a little bunny and a little bird, and I thought they were really sweet. And it's just like a little ready-made cluster. So just cutting that out. Sorry if my voice sounds strange. I feel a bit croaky this morning for some reason. Let's hope that it's nothing too sinister. Let's not talk about that now. Okay, so this flower is from the middle of another frame on that Maggie Holmes Sweet Story sheet. I'm just going to fussy cut that as well. Just leave a tiny little white border on there, so that the stem part where the stem isn't too narrow. Okay, and I think that's the fussy cutting done. So that's sort of more or less how it's going to look. So I'm pulling out the stencil from the kit and I'm getting some texture paste here. My texture paste has actually dried out, unfortunately, a little bit. So I had to dig in there and I had to get some water in it as well. But I use these Art Philosophy watercolours from Prima. Gorgeous, gorgeous pigment in them. And I mix some of that with a bit of water into the texture paste, and that gives me a lovely pink colour which goes really well with the pink frames. So I'm just putting some on the page. It looks a mess. There's no, it doesn't look pretty on the page at the moment while it's empty. It just looks like 4 blobs, but of course some of it will be covered up, so you'll just see some around the edges. So I let that dry, by the way. I'm not putting this on top of wet texture paste. So I'm just putting it all back together so that I can see how it's going to look. And now I'm going to start to assemble it. I'm putting my photos on some tissue paper just to give them that little extra bit of frame around them on top of the other frames, just because I just thought it would make them stand out a little bit better. As I took the white border off, because the white border was just that little bit too big for the frames. So I'm going to back this frame with the pocket life card that has the strawberries on it, which I thought was really sweet. And there's my thought process. Okay, so what am I doing next? Okay, I think I'm going to start to, yeah, I'm going to start to put some foam on the back of the frames and the photos. So I'm going to pop up 2 of the frames and the 2 photos, and then the other frames I'm going to leave flats. Because they're overlapping, I didn't want to have foam on both parts. Okay, so frame and photo, and the same for the top. I just use sticky back foam that I just get in a local craft store. It's usually in with the kids stuff, but it works perfectly. So you have to put glue or tape on one side, but the other side sticks straight to your project. So it's easy to put it on your page already with dimension and not stick it down until you're ready. So there we go. That's the frame at the top all stuck together. And now I'm going to start to stick it to the page. So I just put that hello, it says hello lovely, but I only want to see the hello just below that frame there. And then stick these other frames down. There we go. So you just get a hint of the two other frames, but it gives you the 4 elements that were in the sketch. Okay, so sticking the fussy cut items down, and I'm just looking for a title. And I mean, it's a loose title. It's not really telling you what's in the photo, but it just fits so perfectly there. That black sweet. That I wanted to use it. So yeah, that happens occasionally. I want to use a title. It doesn't really work, but it's fine. I mean, you know, she is sweet. I wouldn't say my brother's sweet, but he's okay. Hopefully he's not listening to this. Dream big. Yes, I still wanted to put dream big, so I used this die cut piece from the Sweet Story collection to put in there. And then I cut out one of the acetate rainbows, and I'm going to tuck that just in there above the bird. And I think we're getting near the end. I take out another Pocket Life card and cut out the word smile here, which I use as part of my title. So it's saying sweet smile, and she does have a sweet smile in that first picture. So I'm saying it works for that reason. And I think I'm near the end. I think I do a couple of splatters. Yeah, a couple of splatters using that art philosophy paint, watercolour paint. And then I think we're ready to see the final layout. Almost. Okay, so final layout coming up. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's given you some inspiration. We'd love you to join in with the challenges over on the Facebook group. Please come and join to win a prize. You'll see some close-ups just coming up now, just a couple there, and so that you can see the detail. But it's been this has been Vicki for Hip Kit Cub, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.